are going on another thrift adventure together, and I'm so excited to try and find some spring inspiration from my Pinterest board. I'm going for a little bit cottagey, a little bit floral, of course, for spring, and just little cute cozy touches still. Because I live in New England, spring can still be quite chilly, so I'm always trying to find ways to transition into spring, but keeping in mind my local environment as well. So I always start in the vases and the sort of garden section. These were definitely on my Pinterest board, trying to find some galvanized buckets or just things I can use as planters, but honestly, the prices of these things were a little bit crazy. I think most of them were $3 and $4 a piece. I don't actually know if that's a good price or not. I wasn't feeling it for some reason. So I'll show you what I ended up getting later in the video. But I also thought these were super cute just with the flower and garden, but I didn't get them. I also love to look at the baskets, although I never have luck in the basket section. I always find them to be a little bit too flimsy and just not what I'm looking for. So I do try to look to see if there's any Lonneberger baskets, because I know those are great quality. Again, never really have any luck here, but it is fun to look. And baskets for spring are definitely great, especially when you can find them with the plastic liner inside for plants. I've been looking to do some decoupage projects, trying to make some fabric covered frames, but the prices on these frames just made me feel like they weren't it. $3 and $4 for a thrifted frame just wasn't what I was sort of in the market to buy, so I left those. And then we get to my favorite section of all time. I have such a weakness for plates and dishware and anything setting a tablescape. I already have so much, but I just can't help myself. So I have to look at this section because you never ever know what you're gonna find. And I did find this little, I'm not even sure, maybe it's like a soup canteen. You guys probably know, not a canteen, you know what I'm saying. But I didn't end up getting that either. This plate set was definitely spring coated. I have terrible footage to show you because I was so excited that my camera didn't really gather anything, but I did end up scoring that one. I'll show you more details when I get back. I do love to look at the prints and frames. I sometimes look just for the frame, sometimes for a mirror, sometimes I look for the print. I've had a lot of great luck with finding frames and prints just like this one. And I definitely have days where I don't find anything in the print section, but you absolutely never ever know. And a lot of the times these floral prints, they are in a pair, and this one was hiding behind another piece, so I'm glad I did a little digging. But that is one thing I've noticed, that a lot of the floral patterns or prints come in twos, so dig around a little bit. I love this lamp, but after further inspection, the components at the top were really broken and I just didn't feel like trying to repair it. And the print department in my savers is right next to books, so I had to take a spin through the cookbook section. And then I have been trying to peruse through linens lately. I don't typically buy any linens at Savers. I just haven't had a ton of luck, other than one of my previous videos for cottagecore for the holiday time. I found an amazing tablecloth. These ones just felt really cheap and chintzy to me, so I didn't love any of them, but this is my regret. So I did not purchase this, and I realized after that I could have painted it. So maybe I'll go back next week and see if it's still there. I actually saw a really cute pin on Pinterest for a clock like that, painted in this cornflowery blue. So we'll see. But we're on to the next stop, and I do live in New England, so we have a little bit of snow. We're due for a ton more this week though, so I'm trying to get out while the sun's out, get some fresh air. And the next stop is just 5 minutes down the road. I have taken you here before, but it is one of my favorite stores on the planet. It's called Classic Consignments. It's in Sudbury, Massachusetts, and it is a gem. So because it's a consignment store, the prices are definitely higher than what you would find at Savers, but I also feel like everything here is of perfect quality and things that you would find more so at an estate sale. And it is consignment, so they do have a structure that's sort of a 3-month structure. See in the price tags, there's the initial price, and then after 30 days it goes down, and another 30 days after that it goes down again. I know my mother loves Windsor chairs, so I pretty much just took this clip here for her because she's gonna die when she sees there was a set of 4 for $400, which I don't know, is that expensive? I'm not really sure. I'm not well versed in furniture yet, but this little egg crate was super cute. Again, I'm a sucker for the dishes. This department just sucks me in every single time, but it was just so beautiful to look at everything. There's always really unique pieces here, especially from France. I found some just interesting things. I have been on the hunt for a spring quilt, and they do have a few here, but the colors are just a little bit too bright for me. I still like a more muted palette, so I wasn't in love with any of these. I actually have been trying to get into quilting, but I just haven't had the time to do it yet, so I think that could be a fun project for the winter. We'll see. If you guys have any quilting resources, definitely let me know, because I'm a beginner at that. I do have a sewing machine though, so I have all the materials. I just don't quite know how to start. This room is actually the sale room, so everything in this room is at its base price. So it's kind of fun because you can walk through and you know you're going to get some really good deals in here. There are still really highly priced things, like these 2 urns were stunning, but I think they were still $150, something like that. And that's just outside my budget right now, but they are beautiful. I'm sure they're worth that or more. But this room is chocked full of stuff, as you can see, and that is fun to walk through because you know it's all at its base price. And if you are into vintage jewelry, this is a great store to stop into. They have an amazing jewelry counter that spans the entire length of the store, and there's always things in here. They sell everything from costume jewelry to really expensive diamond jewelry. Owner is amazing, so they really know their stuff here at this store. I'm very fortunate that they are only 5 minutes away from my home. I'm becoming a frequent customer here, and I absolutely love them. Our last store is just another 5 minutes down the road, so all three stores are within 15 minutes of each other. So this is a great little area if you want to take an afternoon or trip. This store is called the Blessing Barn, and they are a much larger store that is a little bit further south than here, and they just opened this location in Sudbury a few months ago, I think before the holidays. I've only popped in here a few times, but this is one of those stores where they take donations from everyone in the area, and then they are a nonprofit, so they use all the money that they make to put it back into the community. They do so many amazing things. They employ so many people, people with disabilities, and I just really love their entire mission. So I do try and stop in here a lot. My only negative thing, I guess I would say, is a lot of the things I like are not for sale. So like this shelf right here is just a display piece, not for sale. There's quite a few other furniture pieces that I've loved, and they all have a not for sale tag on there. So that's just the one thing that I don't love, but I totally understand. They do need to have nice display pieces, and that is the beauty of this store. It's very well merchandised, and it is lovely to walk through. It's in a very historic building, and they've done a great job restoring it, but keeping a lot of its charm. So it is nice. The music is great. The floor is all rickety, and it's just really enjoyable experience. Today was so sunny too, so it just made all the glassware and dishes glisten. Loved this frame. I love this white cast iron, and I have a couple ideas I want to do with it, and it was $12. So I scooped that up here. I'm such a sucker for blue and white, but I have so much of it. So I left all of that there for somebody else who can start their collection. I also love their copper. I wish I had a spot in my kitchen to be able to display some copper pieces. That might be something I do towards the fall. But for spring, I really was trying to stick to light, bright, floral, and cottagey. So I left a lot of this stuff here. It was just a little bit too dark for me. They do also have a great selection of linens. I almost got one of the table runners here. They were all priced really well, I think between like $8 and $12, but the one I wanted had a huge rip in it. So I left it. I just wasn't really in the mood to repair it. Then we can head downstairs. So they do have 2 floors here. The bottom floor is more of their apparel and children's. Their main store is in Mendon, Massachusetts, and it's absolutely massive. So this is just a small sampling of what they typically have, but I've been to their store in Mendon, and maybe I'll take you guys later this year, but it is huge. So they have a cafe. You can really spend a long time there. So just to note that too, this is their second location, which is much, much smaller. So I just got home, I laid out all my treasures, everything is looking so beautiful and springy and fun all together. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of what I purchased. I do have another item that I did purchase a couple weeks ago for my birthday that I didn't thrift today, but I wanted to share with you because it was like an eek moment. Let's go through what we found today. So I always love searching in the art department and the frames, and I just love these frames and these prints. They're just botanical prints. I have quite a few things like this in my house already, but the pink and green theme, as you can see behind me, my living room is kind of a pink and green theme. So these fit in really, really well. this basket. It is not a Nantucket basket, but it is very much the style of a New England type Nantucket basket. I definitely love this shape because I'm going to be able to put a plant. I'm thinking I'll be able to do some kind of plant in here. I'll have to figure out a container so that the water doesn't seep through. I thrifted this at the Blessing Barn, and I'm going to swap out the mirror for a print, I think. Let me know what you guys think about mirrors and thrifting, because I didn't realize there was sort of a suspicion around mirrors, and people say that you shouldn't actually put somebody else's mirror in your house. So I don't know how I feel about that just yet. Either way, I'm going to put a print in here, but you tell me what you think. And then I really loved the galvanized buckets that I found on my Pinterest board. This one was super cute with the wood handle here, and it was $4.50. There were quite a few galvanized buckets at the thrift store, but I just couldn't seem to bring myself to buy them for the prices they were marked. I think they were $3.50 a piece, and they weren't in the best shape. So I'm finding the prices at my thrift store are getting a little bit crazy and out of hand for what they used to be. And, you know, if I go to a store like my little consignment store where I got these Limoges prints, which are beautiful, I paid $16 a piece. That's because they're Limoges, they're stunning, they're beautiful. I've never really seen anything like that at a Savers before, so I'm willing to pay a little bit more. But for a galvanized bucket, I just couldn't pay $3.50. The only reason I bought this one was because it had the wood handle and it was dual and it was in really good condition. So anyway. And then this dish set I probably shouldn't have purchased because I have a very similar one to it, but I know I have a friend who absolutely loves this pattern from the set that I already have. So I scooped it up because it was there. It's 22 karat gold, and it has the nice soup dishes I just showed you in a previous video. I think it was in a Cozy January video that I purchased soup bowls with a large rim, so these are very much like that. So I really loved those. This whole set is just so perfect, and this flower matches the flowers on the prints, so it just couldn't have been more perfect. And then these are so cool. Okay, I cannot wait to do this project. I'm not gonna be able to get to it today, but they are antique taper candle molds. So I don't know if you know, I'm a candle maker, a soap maker. I have a whole brand, I actually have two brands where I sell a bunch of personal care items, home items. I've been doing it for the past 7 years, and I love the idea of making my own taper candles using these molds. Not only are they just super cute on the bottom with the little fluted edges here, I just think it's so cool and very cottagey and very nostalgic to be able to make something from scratch in a traditional way. So I'm going to try. I have to order the wicks for this. So it's a specific kind of wick. I actually have pillar candle wax. I just don't have the right wick for it. And I'm gonna get going on trying to make some taper candles. I think it'll be super fun to do some like pastel colors. I can sort of pull from my inspiration here. And yeah, I have plenty of candlesticks already. I have crystal candlesticks, I have gold, everything. So it'll be really fun to start to make my own tapers. So I'm super excited about finding these. And I can't remember the price on these, but I want to say they were $17 for the 4. And even if I don't end up, even if the project doesn't work out, I think that having these as decor, because they do stand alone on their own, can be super cute too. Last few things over here, I just got this wood tray. It was $8 or $9 because I'm going to be able to use that for some of my market displays. I make a lot of lip balms, and the 3 trenches there are the perfect size for the lip balms to be able to display them for sale. So I loved that. And then I couldn't pass up these antique perfume bottles. They were $10 for the pair. They have a silver rose on top of the stopper, and I'm actually going to be getting into making my own perfumes this year. I'm very excited about it. I've had a lot of my customers ask me for perfumes, so I have been educating myself, researching. I actually am this close to going into an online perfume school. I'm very excited about those. It kind of got me excited for my new little venture this year. So let me show you the other item that I thrifted for my birthday a couple weeks ago. I nearly died when I saw them in the store. I've been on the hunt for Spode herbs and spice jars, and when I saw the Italian blue with the entire set that they made, I nearly died. So they have all of the ones here. They have the peppercorn, basil, parsley, rosemary, cinnamon, and the mixed herbs. I'm so excited to style this. I have an addiction to blue and white pottery, so this fits my home beyond perfectly, and they're in fabulous condition. They all have their lids on them. There are absolutely no chips or anything like that. They are just stunning. So I paid $14 a piece, which is probably more than I wanted to. I think that's the price on replacements.com. But like I said, it was my birthday and I have been wanting these for a very, very long time. I'd never seen them in person before. So when I saw them, I knew they were mine. I also thrifted these, although they were not a part of my spring Pinterest board because they're holiday. But whenever I see Martha Stewart Living magazines at the thrift store, they're 99 cents. It's just great for inspiration. And this one actually is from 1994. So it'll be fun to go through these and just see what is in them. So I grabbed those too. If you watched my holiday thrifting my Pinterest board video, this beautiful urn was something that I wanted to purchase and put an amaryllis in, and I just wanted to share with you now that the amaryllis is in full bloom that it did work out perfectly. It is nice and snug on top, it's super happy, and she's blooming so beautiful. So I was a little bit late in planting my amaryllis bulbs. I got a little tied up with holidays since I work in retail. So they're blooming now in early February, which honestly is okay because I think it kind of looks a little Valentine's Day. And I'm gonna redo this entire section right now with some of the things that we just thrifted. A lot of you commented that this was originally intended to be a trash can, which I think is fabulous. I think it's one of the most beautiful trash cans. I'm not sure I'll ever use it as a trash can, only because I can just see it getting chipped and damaged. So I'm thinking this will be a great flower vase or vessel, but obviously it is going to be our designated amaryllis because the red amaryllis with the red pattern here, it's just stunning. So while we have those in bloom, I just wanted to share. And we do have another one here that is set to bloom soon. I did thrift this Lenox footed bowl. It's doing okay, I would say. I definitely think if it was a little bit tighter, it would have been better. But it seems to be like it'll make its way up in full bloom shortly. Forgot to show you this little Lenox dish that I also got at Savers. I feel like I can spot Lenox from a mile away now. It's really funny, once you start collecting something, you can see it. And this was hidden in the back of a shelf. So always look behind everything. This tiny little dish will be perfect for little, I don't know, jelly beans at Easter, something cute, but I'm gonna put it right here next to the little sugar bowl. And the Lenox just always matches everything. So here are some of our treasures. I actually can't believe how much the dishes match the frames, and I'm wondering if they came from the same house because I got them at the same place at the same time. So I always wonder those things. Anyway, this is our little entryway right here. It is still February, so I feel like the pink kind of Valentine's Day theme definitely still holds up, but I will switch this out once March comes and do a little bit more of a green theme. But until I find a little permanent place for those prints, I think this is a super cute place to put them. Now for a quick little DIY, you can print your photos out on printer paper like I did here, or you can actually go and get them printed. They do work a little better on photo paper. Just get them printed from like a Walgreens, CVS. But I'm cutting this out just to fit my frame. I downloaded my artwork free off of the National Gallery of Art, and I linked the specific artwork down below. And I just love Impressionist painting. It just fits my vibe so much. So once you get your painting set, you literally cover the whole thing in Mod Podge, and the tip here is to be very heavy-handed with it. So I glopped on a bunch, and then I went back and sort of made some swirls in different areas. So you're basically trying to mimic an oil painting. It's obviously not perfect, but the texture it creates is really interesting. I tried to show you here on the window. You can see it much better in person. The camera's not picking it up as detailed, but it's a super fun project, so definitely give it a try. Well, I hope you had fun thrifting with me today. I certainly had fun bopping around to some of my favorite stores. I can't believe some of the treasures that we found. That is my favorite part of thrifting, is the treasure hunt. You just never know what you're gonna find. So I encourage you to do some Pinterest browsing before you go too, because it definitely gets your creative juices flowing, and I feel like that really helped me hone in on the items I was looking for. But I will see you guys in another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.